How social media affect women during PMS?
So during that time, everyone is on their phone, looking through Instagram, Snapchat, some YouTube, and everything. That is the time we have our feed full with sugary foods, junk foods, and that can make women's more drool over or maybe tempt over to more sugary foods, junk food, and that's where the cravings increase.
Do you think, Ashish, during PMS, a woman should control herself, not eat junk food?
We are craving junk because we are more accessible. Like you order it on the phone and you have it here. So look for alternatives instead. And don't control yourself on having anything. If you feel it, you can have it in moderation.
And what about the relationship between gut health and hormones level during PMS?
So it is said that 90% of the serotonin is produced in gut. So if you have good gut, you will crave less junk food basically. And if your gut health is not good, you'll be mentally not good. You'll have less sleep. You'll be irritated.
And do you think if the woman she is vegetarian or non-veg will make different?
If we talk about vegetarian, non-vegetarian, there are all types of sources. When we talk about protein basically, in veg also we have good amount of protein, non-veg also we have good amount of protein. It's just how you think and a good nutrition advice. It is very important.
Kashish, what is important for women to know?
So, periods is not a disease. It's just a cycle that happens in each and every girl after their teenage gets over. And it's just biologically, chemistry, it's just the relation between our body. We should fight against it. We should not feel bad about it.
Kashish, what exactly going on in woman's body during PMS? That make her craving foods?
So basically, PMS is a premenstrual syndrome. It happens in the luteal phase of our cycle. And it occurs right after the ovulation and before our periods start. During that time, there are two hormones that have imbalance. First is estrogen and second is progesterone. And the levels of estrogen drops and progesterone increases. And that makes us crave more salty foods, sugary foods, and high carb food. So that's the hormonal imbalance that happens, which makes us crave foods.
But why always it's sugar and carb and salty foods?
So it depends on the hormone. Like for
Hormones.
sugary,
It's not like emotional or psychological.
yes, it is. It is biologically as well as emotional.
Emotional.
Yeah, because they go well together. And we are craving foods, sugary foods. It's because of the dopamine levels that decreases. And salty foods because sometimes it is water retention, so we crave more salty foods. And also it is our comfort food, like we crave for burgers, fries, chocolates. It is because our comfort food. We find happy, we feel happy after having such foods.
You mean that is hormones like estrogen and progesterone will affect women's like appetite and women's select for special type of food? Does the high level or low level of both hormones like estrogen and progesterone affect?
Yeah, as I mentioned, estrogen level decreases and progesterone level increases.
Increases.
Huh. So there is high insulin sensitivity also. They are all are linked to hormones only, and that is estrogen and progesterone.
It's same in all women's or it's different?
It depends on individual to individual.
Yeah.
Some people might tend to feel more hungry, and some people don't feel hungry. They just lie in their bed. They don't want to eat. It depends on the mood as well. If some are very irritated, some individuals are very tired, anxious, and all. So it depends on the mood as well.
Do you think, Kashish, the low level of serotonin during PMS will affect women?
Yeah,
Also?
absolutely. Because serotonin is known as happy hormone, basically. And it is all about our mood. Like serotonin hormone is produced by our gut 90% of the time.
Yes.
So it depends on what we are craving, what we are having. So it is linked, yeah.
How can, as you dietitian,
Yeah.
how can you manage this problem, low serotonin? It's like it needed to suggest supplement, probiotic supplement, or natural source for probiotic.
So initially, I would like to proceed with the natural source in each and every cases, and this also PMS. So if you are craving, this is what I advise basically. If you are craving some high carb food,
Yes.
sugary foods, so instead of going for burgers, go for oatmeal, sweet potato chaat, and you can go for nuts. You can go for dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate. So there is like alternatives you can go with.
What about cortisol hormone?
Cortisol hormone is our stress hormone.
Yes.
So it is linked with PMS. It depends, as I mentioned, about our mood. So when the cortisol hormones drop, we feel very dull, very uninterested in everything, very anxious, cranky, very sometimes very moody also, sometimes hangry. So when we tend to eat our comfort food, our body uh, gives the signal to our brain also that now it is relaxed and everything. So it depends that also.
Do you think, Ashish, during PMS, the woman should control herself to not eat junk food?
I believe
Or it's necessary to eat something?
No. I believe in today's generation, we are more accessible to each and everything.
Yeah.
Like you order it on the phone and you have it here. Previously, it was not there. Then also, women's do had their moods like dull, anxiousness, and everything. So it is all we are craving junk because we are more accessible. So look for alternatives instead, and don't control yourself on having anything. If you feel it, you can have it in moderation. So yeah.
Kashish, do you think the level of blood sugar, if low or high, will affect women during PMS? Like increase their appetite to eat processed food?
Yeah. So during PMS, there is a study that I went through. It says the level of sugar drops.
Drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And women tend to eat more, like 200 to 500 calories more during their cycle phase. So that can be the reason that they crave more junk food. And that is the time when I advise them look for alternatives. For carbohydrate food, go with potato. Have a good full meal.
Yes.
So have sweet potato chaat, have oatmeal, have a good balanced meal. And if you're craving for salty foods, have a glass of buttermilk, have a glass of lemon water, and maybe some chaat like peanut chaat, roasted chanas, fox nuts. You can go with that.
Yeah, this is very important, that part. Shish, what do you think? What is the relation between sleep and PMS?
So during PMS, it depends on the individual. Some people tend to sleep more, and some people are sleep deprived. So during that time, you can have food, functional foods basically. You can have pistachios, you can have herbal teas like chamomile tea, tulsi tea. They will help your gut also during that time to to have less cravings, as well as it will help your brain to go in a good mood, go in a sleep mode. So yeah.
Kashish, some women, after they eat food, feeling sleepy.
Yeah.
What is the reason for that? Like it's like insulin resistance or other things?
It can be insulin resistance, as well as it can be the cramps that we face. So there is a lot of pain during that time. So when we eat food, we don't feel good. We are eating it for our sake, just for the sake we are eating it. Or sometimes we feel more hungry, so we crave more foods and all. But we do sleep, and it also depends on the insulin as well.
Kashish, it is possible that missing nutrient like magnesium, vitamin B6, or vitamin B1 to increase craving.
It increase cravings. Like if you have low level of magnesium, it is said that you are craving more sugary foods. You crave for more chocolates.
More chocolate.
And low level of magnesium is there for mood, is there for hunger and everything. When it comes to vitamin B6, it depends on the serotonin levels, as well as what the women is going through during that time, the gut basically.
Kashish, do women eat more calorie during PMS without realizing it?
Yeah, it also depends on individual to individual. Like some women's do eat more food without thinking it twice or thrice. They just order the food, they have it. And some are very low, some are very dull. They don't tend to eat food. They just lie on their bed. So yeah, it
Do you
depends.
think kashish physical activity will decrease craving?
Yeah, even physical activity will decrease craving, as well as it will help suppress the pain during that time.
Mhm.
So you can go for yoga. If you don't want to go for heavy workouts, go for yoga, which is very good for your health.
Kashish, why junk food feels so good during PMS?
So basically, what junk food is, it's high carb food, high fat food, salty food. When we talk about high sugary foods, also, it increases our dopamine level. And salty food is our relieving in stress. It helps in relieving stress. So it's just like a reward system for our brain. When we have it, we feel good. So it is why we crave for junk food. But what I suggest is instead look for alternatives. If you're craving high carbs food, high sugary foods, go for alternatives. Have fruits, have more nuts. If you're craving fatty foods like comforting food and all, go for nuts. Have banana, have a good meal. Have a paneer bowl, have chicken bowl, something like that. And because of that, you are having a good nutritious food in this cycle. What happens will in next cycle your brain will remember that, oh, I had this last time and I am craving that. So instead of high fatty food like burgers, fries, go for paneer bowl. They will help you more, and your brain will remember that also. So it is just like what you are giving, what your brain is saying, and what your body is saying, gut brain basically.
Kashish, how social media affect women during PMS?
During PMS, we tend to feel very low. We just sit quietly. We don't like to interact so much. So during that time, everyone is on their phone, looking through Instagram, Snapchat, some YouTube, and everything. And that is the time we have our feed full with sugary foods, junk foods. And that can make a women's more drool over or maybe tempt over to more sugary foods, junk food. And that's where the cravings increase.
And what about the relationship between gut health and hormones level during PMS?
So it is said that 90% of the serotonin is produced in gut. So if you have good gut, you will crave less junk food basically. And if your gut health is not good, you'll be mentally not good. You'll have less sleep. You'll be irritated. So it's good to have a good gut basically. And fermented foods are very nice. You can go with probiotics. You can have in India we have idli, we have dosas, we have kanji. So you can have those foods, which is good for your gut. So for like a good symbiotic relation, we have probiotic as well as prebiotic. So you can have both. So you go with green leafy vegetables, you go with curds, you just have a good balanced portion meal which includes both. And that is very good for your health.
Kashish, what is the hydration's role during PMS?
So hydration is the key to everything. And dehydration can mimic more hungerness, and dehydration can decrease your cortisol levels as well. So you should be hydrated all the time, and because of that, dehydration can lead to low mood, very sensitivity. It increases, and you get very irritated, cranky, hungry. So yeah, hydration is the key to everything. So not just water. You can have different types of drinks like herbal teas. It will increase your hydration. Coconut water. You can have buttermilk. You can have sattu water.
Do you think Kashish family's routine, family's culture will affect women to select her food during PMS?
Yeah, family plays a very much important role in this. Like basically what happens in India is like food is prepared, one type of food is prepared for everyone in the family. But sometimes when you are craving some different kind of food, you can look for alternatives. Like if you are craving very good meal or everything, you can go with paneer and moong dal chila. That is very tasty also, and that is very healthy for your body also. So family should also look for the girls and the women's who are having period during that time, and they do play a good role.
Do you think the availability of kind of or of type of food before a period is important for the woman?
The staple food in India we have is roti, sabzi, dal, chawal. So it is very staple food, but you can make many dishes out of these. Like from wheat, you can make many dishes. You from pulses and from rice. So if you don't want to have just basic dal chawal, make sambar and idli. It is made from rice and dal. And you can go with chilas. You can go with wraps, good wrap like paneer wrap, like a chicken wrap.
Yes.
Go for eggs, dairies more.
And do you think if the person or if the woman she's vegetarian or non-veg will make different?
Yeah, it depends on the like if we talk about vegetarian, non-vegetarian, there are all types of sources when we talk about macronutrients and micronutrients, right? So protein, when we talk about protein basically, in veg also we have good amount of protein, in non-veg also we have good amount of protein. So it's just how you think and a good nutrition advice. It is very important. And how you consult a nutritionist. It's better to consult a nutritionist during that time and also in general. So they can guide you a better way, like to have a good food, to have good meal.
Do you think soybean or soya milk is good for women during PMS?
So it's like a vegan alternative basically if you're going for a vegan diet. But soya in general is a good source of protein. So you can have it, but I would recommend don't stop completely dairy. You can have both. And when we talk about soybean also, soybean is very good. Soybean has natural estrogen properties in it. So during that time, you should have soybean pulao, soybean nuggets, and all that.
Kashish, as dietitian, what type of nutrient should increase it? Like vitamin, minerals, like vitamin D or C or B during PMS?
So each and every nutrient play a role when we talk about macro as well as micro. But focus more on magnesium, vitamin B6. These two are very important hormone during this time. And in general, all the nutrients and should be important, like vitamin C, vitamin D levels also, everything. And iron.
Kashish, what is important for women to know?
So periods is not a disease. It's just a cycle that happens in each and every girl after their teenage gets over. And it's just biologically, chemistry, it's just the relation between our body. So basically, it's our willpower. We should fight against it. We should not feel bad about it.
As woman to woman, what message would you like to give?
To all the women out there, love your body, because if you love yourself, your body will love you again, and in a better way, I guess.
Kashish, I'm glad to have you again with me to discuss this important topic that is related to the woman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Burhan, for having me here again, and all the best to you.
You are welcome always.